This video is a quick introduction to the Learning Outcomes Repository, which is a tool developed by the Office of the Vice Provost for Undergraduate Education for reporting general education assessment. First, I want to show you the general education website, gened.indiana.edu. If you click the Faculty and Staff tab, you'll see on the left that there is an assessment and monitoring page. The assessment and monitoring page has information about the Learning Outcomes Repository, as well as policy information about requirements for reporting GenEd Learning Outcomes Assessment results. The next page is the Learning Outcomes Repository page, which has, again, some general overview information, as well as the instructions for using the Learning Outcomes Repository, or LOR. So if we go to lor.indiana.edu, or click this link in the instructions, first, we're going to CAS Authenticate. After you've CAS Authenticated, the first screen you're going to see is the class list. This is a list of every section of every GenEd approved course that I have taught since fall 2014. So I have some sample courses here to show you. So we also have this advanced search feature. This allows you to narrow your results down to more specific classes. This is a feature that's going to be useful for people who use LOR at the department or school level. As an individual instructor, you probably won't need the advanced search feature. So to begin, let's click on any row in this table to open up the record for an individual section. The next screen we'll see is the class view screen. This is a full record for the class and an overview of the existing assessment data. As you can see, there is no assessment data yet. If we scroll down, we can begin reporting assessment by uploading a syllabus file for the course. We just click Upload Syllabus. Next, we choose the syllabus file on our computer and upload. After we've uploaded a syllabus, we can continue to the Learning Outcomes section. Here we're going to identify which learning outcomes we addressed with the course. So here we want to choose not the learning outcomes that we assessed in our course, but all of the learning outcomes that the course itself addresses. To select an outcome, just check the box or click on the outcome itself, and then you can click again to deselect the box. Once we're done selecting learning outcomes, we can click Identify Learning Outcomes again, and that will make the list go away. After we've identified the learning outcomes we addressed in the class, we can click New Assignment Record in the Assignment Records section to begin recording assessment data. The New Assignment Records screen allows you to enter a name for the assignment and a description of the assignment, and you can upload files to associate with this assignment. Once we're done, we click Submit, and we can now see the overview of the assignment record. Next, we can click New Assessment Record to attach an assessment to this assignment. The list of learning outcomes available is going to be the same as the list that you've already identified as being addressed in this class. So if you need to upload assessment data for AH4 and you don't see it in this list, you just need to scroll up, add AH4 as an addressed learning outcome in the Learning Outcomes section, and then refresh the page. You should find it then. So we'll click on the learning outcome that we want to upload assessment information for. And here we can briefly describe how this outcome was assessed with this assignment. And then you can indicate the assessment results by simply typing in 3 numbers. These numbers are how many students exceeded your expectations, met your expectations, and how many students did not meet your expectations. Once we're finished with that, just click Submit, and you'll see a new view of the assessment record that includes the distribution of the 3 different categories of students, as well as your description. You can hover over the bars in this bar graph, and you will see what number of students fall into each category. At this point, assessment for this class is complete. We have an assignment record and an assessment of at least one GenEd learning outcome. As you can see, we also have 2 more options below. We can add another assessment to this assignment, or we can add another assignment. There's no limit to how many assignments or assessments any instructor can upload for their class. Across the top of the Learning Outcomes repository, we also have this Help tab. If you click the Help tab, you will find two manuals. One is for the process I just showed you, class assessment, and there's another manual for grouping assessment. Grouping is a feature that was added after LOR was initially released. It allows classes to be grouped together and assessment to be reported a single time for multiple sections of the course. If you don't have the class groups functionality enabled in your LOR account, you will need to contact the GenEd tech support email address, genedsys@indiana.edu, to request that class grouping be enabled for you. Once class grouping is enabled, you can click this Class Groups button to see your class groups. When you open a class group assessment record, you will notice that it looks a lot like a class assessment record. We have the same information at the top of the screen, including assessment overview information. But we also have a way to add or remove classes from the group. Any eligible class is going to be in one of these two tables. To move classes into the Included table at the top, click on the plus sign next to the class in the Eligible Classes table at the bottom. These classes will move back and forth in real time, and the database is updated as you move them. To remove a class from the group, click the X next to its row on the Included Classes table, and it will move to the Eligible Classes table below. From this point on, assessment for groups is the same as assessment for classes. First, you'll upload a representative syllabus for the grouped sections. Then, you'll identify which learning outcomes the grouped sections addressed. Finally, you'll create an assignment record and attach an assessment record, just as with regular class assessment. Note that the numbers reported in the assessment record for a class group should add up to the total number of students enrolled in all of the grouped sections. If you don't have data for one of the sections in a group, just remove it from the group and then report for the remaining sections. Finally, we have the Participation tab. This is only available to department users and school users who have requested access from the GenEd committee. This allows supervisors to oversee GenEd participation in their school or department. If you need access to the participation view, please contact GenEd@indiana.edu.